We're here in Clifton at the home of Carolyn Devereux, local artist, and we're here to find out more about her work. Carolyn, can you tell us a bit more about your sculpture and painting?
In the past I've mainly done painting and some sculpture. There's some small maquettes that I've been working on for ideas, and largely focused on people and life drawing and painting. And I recently did an online course with the Tate Modern on contemporary art, and got very much into contemporary art and art that makes you think.
Carolyn, how did you get into art?
Well, I used to work in the electronics industry and did research science, and the company folded, and rather than carrying on in that field, I wanted to do something totally different, and I ended up doing some adult education classes in art, particularly oil painting and life painting. Been doing painting that's concentrated on people and life drawing and painting, and I have using lots of different type of media and mixed media, collage, acrylics, building up layers. I have some pictures that use ink and bleach, which is a nice technique because you get very good light and dark and quite atmospheric type pictures. I also quite like cubism, which is and experimenting with fragmenting the views of a person or an object and building them up in different directions, which is what this picture does. So it's the same person from different views and then fragmented. Some of my earlier work is like a picture here, which was just very simply done with dried leaves. So it's exploring different types of materials that you use to actually make the picture with drawing implements. And I quite like this one because it's a very light feel to it, but you can still see the figure within it. Some of my more recent ones, there's the picture with lots of different figures, and these are actually my children on having a snowball fight in the fields, but montaged together, lots of images, and I really enjoyed doing that. Again, using lots of different types of tools like sponges, cards, the palette knife, fingers, all sorts of things that I can get hold of and paint with. A lot of my work with the life drawing and painting is with an art group called Art for Life, which we meet in North Hill. It's a group that has developed my painting into other areas as well, into sculpture, and I suppose from that gone into the work that I've been doing recently.
Carolyn, could you tell us about your exhibition that's open at the moment called From Knowledge to Belief?
Well, the title came from my thinking around what people know and what people believe, and that they can be quite different. So the first section of my installation is looking at the impact technology has had on climate change, and it's represented by one of the exhibits is an oil drum filled with oil, and it's got the writing "you" on it, and it's when you look at the oil, it reflects the image of yourself. So it's to try and make people sort of reflect on their use of oil and the impact of oil on their lives. The other exhibit is a milk churn. It's an old milk churn that is tipped over, and coming out of it is oil with cars in it, toy cars in fact, but again representing our use of oil. I liked the idea that this was playing on the expression don't cry over spilt milk. The middle section of the installation is called The Forest of Forgotten Knowledge, and it's actually hangings made from my old university notes from a physics course, which I found in the attic a little while ago. And what surprised me about it is when I looked at these notes, it's mostly equations and maths, and I'd forgotten it all. I didn't know it all. It was such a long time ago that I did it. So that's where it came from, forgotten knowledge. But what is aesthetically pleasing about the hangings is you can walk through them and you do get that feeling of being in a wood or a forest, and it's quite interactive. The last section is really a white area, a white room, which has the words "if you believe you will act," but the idea is you can sit and reflect on what your own beliefs are, not only about climate change but your belief systems in general that determine how we act, and particularly in the context of climate change, whether you really believe it's going to happen or not will determine how much you act on it and how much you recycle or cut down your use of oil. So it's really an area to contemplate and meditate.
Thank you, Carolyn, and good luck with your exhibition.
Thank you.